out what 7 minus 4 and 5/8 is equal to. And pause this video and try this on your own before we do this together. All right, now let's do this together. Now, there's different ways that you could approach this, but one way we could think about lining up the whole numbers. So we have 7, and then from that we're going to subtract 4 wholes and 5/8. Now, we have an issue here because this top number here doesn't have any eighths. So where do we subtract that 5/8 from? Well, one thing that we could do is we can rewrite 7. 7 is the same thing as 6 plus 1. Why did I write it this way? Because I can re-express 1 as a certain number of eighths. 1 is the same thing as what? Well, 1 is the same thing as 8/8. So 7 is the same thing as 6 plus 8 over 8. Why is this useful? Well, I could write this, and it's a little unusual to write it this way, but I could write this as 6 and 8/8. I know that's a very strange looking mixed number, but if we were to write it here, it would actually make this subtraction pretty straightforward. If we rewrote the 7, let me change the color to make it clear what I'm writing. So if we were to rewrite this 7 as 6 and 8/8, and from that, we are subtracting 4 and 5/8. The reason why this whole exercise was useful is now we could even think of this as the 8th place if you wanted to think of it that way. But now we have enough eighths here to subtract 5/8 from it. 8/8 minus 5/8, this part right over here, is going to be equal to 3/8. And then we could focus on the wholes. So 6 wholes minus 4 wholes is going to be 2 wholes. And we're done. 2 and 3/8. As I said, there's other ways that you could have expressed this. You could have converted you could have converted both of them into pure fractions instead of mixed numbers. But this is actually the way that my head would probably handle it, especially if I'm trying to do it in everyday life.